Welcome to F1 News Today, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. The end of an iconic era in Formula One is near. Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes, one of the most successful and enduring partnerships in motorsport history, appear to be heading toward their final chapter. After 12 seasons together, during which the British driver reached the pinnacle of the sport and shattered countless records, their separation seems inevitable. With more victories and world titles achieved under a single team than any other driver, Hamilton and Mercedes have formed a legendary duo. However, every chapter has its conclusion, and this seems to be the natural end of a bond that once seemed unbreakable. The turning point came with the controversial 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, where Hamilton narrowly lost the championship to Max Verstappen in a dramatic finale that left a lasting impact on the sport. Since that day, cracks began to emerge. Trust, the relentless drive for victory, and the aura of invincibility were never fully restored. The dawn of the new Formula One regulations in 2022 marked a challenging transition for Mercedes. A team that had dominated the championship for years suddenly found itself struggling to adapt to the new generation of cars. Wins became rare, and podiums, once a given, turned into hard-fought achievements. For Hamilton, a fierce competitor who thrives on winning, this period has sparked thoughts of exploring new opportunities. Enter Ferrari, a team desperate to reclaim its former glory. The iconic Italian squad has reportedly offered Hamilton a lucrative deal, seeing him as the catalyst to lead them back to the top. For Hamilton, the prospect of driving for Ferrari represents more than just a career move. It's an opportunity to cement his legacy. Following in the footsteps of legends like Michael Schumacher, who brought Ferrari back to dominance, Hamilton could add yet another layer of greatness to his storied career. Hamilton's potential switch to Ferrari has set the Formula One world abuzz. Fans and pundits alike are speculating about the impact this move could have on the grid. For Ferrari, it's a chance to end a championship drought that has lasted since 2007. For Hamilton, it's a shot at an 8th world title with the most storied team in racing history, solidifying his place as one of the greatest athletes of all time. However, Hamilton remains committed to ending his time with Mercedes on a high note. Despite recent challenges, his respect for the team and their shared history is undeniable. As his time with the Silver Arrows draws to a close, Hamilton's focus remains on honoring the team that propelled him to superstardom and rewriting the Formula One narrative together. This separation marks not just the conclusion of a remarkable era, but the beginning of a new chapter filled with questions. Can Ferrari provide Hamilton with the competitive car he craves? Will the Briton rise to the occasion and claim another championship, this time in red? And how will his departure reshape Mercedes' strategy moving forward? For Lewis Hamilton, the next steps promise to be as thrilling as the career he has already built. Whether clad in red or silver, his journey continues to captivate fans worldwide. One thing is certain: the story of Lewis Hamilton is far from over, and the next chapter is bound to be as extraordinary as the last. Let's move on to the second piece of news. Ferrari is set to create a historic moment in Formula One this weekend. During the free practice sessions at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Charles Leclerc will share the track with his younger brother, Arthur Leclerc, in an unprecedented event. It will mark the first time two brothers compete as teammates in an official Formula One session, a milestone sure to be etched in the memory of motorsport fans worldwide. Arthur Leclerc, a Ferrari development driver, will take the wheel of the car usually driven by Carlos Sainz. This opportunity arises as part of the regulations requiring teams to give young talents seat time during the season. Although Arthur has recently focused on endurance racing, this chance allows him to take a critical step forward in his professional growth, driving a Formula One car on a world-class circuit. The symbolism of this event extends beyond fulfilling a regulatory obligation. The prospect of two brothers, one a star of the sport and the other an emerging talent, working side by side in such a high-stakes environment is a reminder that even in a discipline as demanding as Formula One, personal connections and inspiring stories have their place. This unique moment won't be a one-off, either. Arthur will rejoin his brother the following Tuesday during the post-season testing sessions, specifically designed for teams to fine-tune setups and give rookies valuable experience. For Arthur, this will be a crucial opportunity to accumulate mileage, adapt to the complexities of a Formula One car, and showcase his potential to one of the most iconic teams in motorsport. Charles Leclerc approaches this milestone with a mix of excitement and responsibility. As Ferrari's lead driver and a key figure for the team, he is in a prime position to mentor and guide his younger brother. Sharing the garage with Arthur adds an emotional layer to his career, highlighting the values of family and teamwork in a highly competitive setting. Arthur Leclerc has already sparked intrigue. While he hasn't been under the same intense spotlight as his elder brother, his achievements in junior categories and unwavering determination have caught the attention of Maranello's leadership. His debut in Abu Dhabi, though brief, will serve as the perfect stage to measure his abilities against the highest standards in the sport. For Ferrari, this moment also represents a strategic masterstroke. Not only do they meet regulatory requirements, but they also craft a compelling narrative that underscores their commitment to developing young talent. The Leclerc brothers' journey, a story of hard work and natural skill, adds a human touch that resonates with fans, proving that even in a sport dominated by technology and precision, there is room for emotion and unique experiences. As the season draws to a close, the Leclerc brothers have the chance to write a chapter that could signal the start of a new era. While Charles continues to solidify his status as one of Formula One's leading names, Arthur is taking his first steps on the world's most demanding motorsport stage. Together, they promise to deliver an unforgettable spectacle, further cementing Ferrari's legacy as the home of Formula One's most iconic stories. Now let's move on to the last news item in the video. The Qatar Grand Prix delivered far more than the usual adrenaline of a Formula One race. A heated clash between Max Verstappen and George Russell stole the spotlight, both on and off the track. This confrontation included tense on-track moments and spilled over into the paddock, where sharp words were exchanged, igniting one of the most intense controversies of the season. It all began after qualifying when Verstappen lost pole position due to a penalty issued by the stewards. According to the Dutch driver, the decision was directly influenced by George Russell's actions during the pre-race briefing with FIA officials. Verstappen claimed that Russell aggressively pushed for the penalty, sparking a wave of criticism from the defending champion. In post-race interviews, Verstappen didn't hold back, launching a direct attack on the British driver. Russell is two-faced, the Red Bull star stated. He acts like a good guy in front of the cameras, but behind the scenes, he's completely different. These comments laid bare Verstappen's frustration, as he labeled Russell's behavior during the meeting as unacceptable. Verstappen accused Russell of unsportsmanlike conduct, even alleging that he lied to strengthen his case with the stewards. The reigning champion argued that these actions not only led to his penalty, but also caused him to lose respect for Russell as a competitor. Never in my career have I encountered a driver using such aggressive and inappropriate tactics to harm someone else. It was entirely out of line, Verstappen said. In Abu Dhabi, with tempers somewhat cooled but frustration still evident, Verstappen was once again asked about the incident. True to his outspoken nature, he doubled down on his earlier statements. I stand by everything I said about Russell. In fact, if I had the chance, I'd say even more, he asserted unapologetically. What he did is indefensible. In all my years, I've never seen anything so blatant in a stewards' meeting. Russell crossed a line that should never be crossed. Verstappen also voiced disappointment with the FIA, suggesting that Russell's influence played a significant role in the stewards' decision. It was shocking to see how something like that could sway such an important ruling. I was genuinely speechless, he added. These remarks underscore the gravity with which Verstappen views the incident and his belief that Russell's actions affected him not only on the track but also personally. For his part, George Russell has largely avoided escalating the feud, although some of his comments have been interpreted as attempts to defuse the tension. Nevertheless, the damage seems done, and the relationship between the two drivers, never particularly close, has visibly deteriorated. A reconciliation appears increasingly unlikely, turning what was once a standard F1 rivalry into a deeply personal clash that could shape the dynamics of future races. Fans have watched this conflict unfold with a mix of fascination and concern. The tension between Verstappen and Russell adds a dramatic new layer to an already intense season, but also raises questions about the boundaries of competition and sportsmanship. How far are drivers willing to go to gain an advantage? And how can the FIA handle such controversies without compromising fairness? One thing is certain. This episode has left a lasting mark on the paddock and promises to remain a talking point for the foreseeable future. With Verstappen still fuming and Russell standing firm, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix will not just mark the season's conclusion, but could also set the stage for the next chapter in this rivalry.